Hello surfboard fans, me again I'm afraid, boardshop.co.uk surfboard review time. There's been an update to the world famous, near legendary Firewire Seaside, and here it is, a design makeover which we thought we'd better do another quick video. The change, as you can see, is mainly with the black rails, balsa rail showing at the back and a pin line top and bottom. The board itself is exactly the same as it was before, serves the same, does all the great stuff that you've come to expect, but let's have a little refresher, shall we? So the Seaside was the big brother to the Machado Go Fish, developed by Machado of course, a more performance-y version that fits in with the average to expert surfer in a nice wide range of conditions. Interesting design features, you can see there's a load of volume through the middle, running all the way up to the nose. Enough nose rocker there that you don't catch, but not too much that you destroy that low entry rocker paddle in speed and the way it carried speeds as you surf. Through the rail, this is where it gets interesting, thins right out into the tail, a really knifey, hard-edged rail line going into that thinned out tail. And this magic mix of all the volume up front and the thinned out tail gives you the amazing combination of paddleability, carrying speed, but back foot surfing performance as well. Tight turns, fast turns, and a lot of fun. On the underside, relatively flat, and then a big double concave starts to kick in, and then gets more aggressive as it goes out through the fins. And that concave generates a lot of lift, which gives you the speed both for paddling and when you're up and surfing, and then a little V out the tail to help the board release into turns. Comes only as a quad fin setup, as you can see. Ideally, you'll buy the quad fins from us, the Machado ones as well, and surf it, whether it be Futures or FCS too. So wave range, thigh to well overhead. We have good guys surfing it in big, punchy Southern European waves, but also lots and lots of people here surfing in their onshorey, waist-high, beach break type waves, which sadly we're afflicted with most of the time. So it's got a big wave range. Depending on how you size it, is how it's going to work in different conditions. You can oversize it a little bit. It carries a couple of extra litres really, really well. So if you're between two sizes on the fence, go up, not down. The way that the board carries the speed through the front end when you're paddling in is largely negated by that thinned out tail. So go for the extra litre or so, get the paddle power, and you don't lose any performance because that knifey tail is so effective. It is, of course, in the Helium 2 construction, which is basically helium as it was before, but with a new look. All the benefits of the helium, the composite Polonia and balsa wood rail. What helium gives you is extra toughness compared to the other LFT and TimberTech and what have you constructions that Firewire have done. The helium also gives you a faster flex response, so the board feels super responsive to surf, really, really alive and lively. And the great thing about that kind of epoxy construction is that it carries that feeling almost indefinitely. PU will deaden over time, but it's one of the big major selling points and pro points for Firewire and Slater boards is that they have that extra pop, that extra epoxy performance, which especially suits mid-range boards like this for that faster flex and more responsive surf. Wave range, as I said, waist, thigh waist to well overhead. The amazing thing about this board is how well it handles big punchy waves. You can see the rail line, it's not massively fish-like. There's a nice flatter, straighter section there which gives you the hold, but it's those concaves and the way the tail thins out that gives you that extra hold in more punchy, more drivey conditions. Size-wise, so I surf it in a 5'8". I'm 75 kilos, grey eyes, 6'1", and the 5'8" at 35 odd litres is absolutely perfect for me. Normally, I'd be a shade under that, but it carries it really, really well. What you don't want to do is massively oversize it because you will find that it pushes water and it just is not as effective. So get the sizing pretty much spot on, but don't be afraid to go up that litre. As I said, quad setup, there's the bespoke Machado fins, which we sold out of again for both the Futures and FCS 2 setup, and those are the fins of choice. At a push, you could surf the FCS split keels that Matt Barlos does a version of, but those Machado keel quad setup is what works really well with the board. So, the Seaside, from Rob Machado and Firewire in the new Helium 2 look construction. Same performance as before. The best selling board we've ever done, probably that's ever been made, hands down. No, not the Hypto Crypto. So they're online right now. Any questions, drop us an email. You can, of course, trade in old boards, buy on 0% finance, all that good stuff. In the meantime, thanks for watching.